Welcome. Dr. Chooks explains academic research writings, entrepreneurship and innovations, cooperative business enterprises, creativity and marketing, and topical academic subjects. Listen as Dr. Chooks explains today's concepts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. We will be talking about creativity, intellectual rights, and technological entrepreneurship. The key areas we will be discussing under these topical areas are one, what is creativity? What is intellectual rights or intellectual properties? What does technological entrepreneurship mean? These are some of the things I will be explaining in this session. Okay. All right, we'll be discussing creativity today, and we'll be talking about what is creativity. What does creativity really mean? What does creativity really mean? Of course, this is one of the topics we are covering concerning entrepreneurship and innovation. And we understand that entrepreneurship is a process, while the entrepreneur is a person. Entrepreneurship is a process that involves creativity and transformation. Transformation in this case simply means innovation of the creativity into useful or commercially viable products. So, entrepreneurship being a process begins with ideas for new products, services, processes, businesses, models, new organization, or new markets. All right. So, today we're talking of creativity. Okay, let's see some of the descriptions of what creativity really is. Now, creativity is the ability to bring something new into existence. This emphasizes the word ability, not the activity of bringing something new into existence. A person may therefore conceive of something, have an idea of something new, and envisage how it will be useful, but not necessarily take the necessary action to make it a reality. Okay, like we said before concerning innovation, innovation is the process of bringing new things, maybe an old process, in a new way. It is the conversion of creative ideas into marketplace reality, which people are prepared to buy. This distinction is significant because we need to know what creativity is and what innovation is. Like I said, creativity is the ability to bring something new into existence. Now, still on the concept of creativity, ideas have little value until they are converted into new products, new services, or new processes. Innovation, therefore, is a transformation of creative ideas into useful applications, but creativity is prerequisite to innovation. This has been discussed by Holt 1992. Another author describes creativity as a necessary ingredient for idea generation. Entrepreneurship as a process begins with ideas. We've mentioned this before for new product, new services, new processes, new business models, organizations, or markets. Creation is a continuous process through the life of an organization. Therefore, in an organization, creation of new models, new product, new process is a continuum. Empirical evidence supports the scholarly submission that entrepreneurs are creative individuals, which points to personal creativity. Because when you see an entrepreneur is a creative individual, therefore he's creative, meaning he has a personality that brings about creativity. Also, that attributes of creative individuals, whether no matter the dimension or perspective you want to look at it from, um, the attributes you want to ascribe to it of an entrepreneur, they are actually quite similar. You see the attributes of creative individuals, you see the attributes of entrepreneurs. They are similar because entrepreneurs are creative persons. They are creative individuals because they seek new ways of getting things done. Now, what are the stages of creativity? According to Holt 1992, the creative process comprises five stages. The first is the idea germination stage. The second is the preparation stage. The third is incubation stage. The fourth is illumination stage. And the fifth is verification stage. Now, the idea germination stage for most entrepreneurs, ideas begin with interest in a subject or curiosity about something or about a finding or trying to find solution to a particular problem. Idea germination or idea is germinated or generated or its generation come from various places. Some people tend to get it from customers when they deal with customers. Customers give them idea of new things to do. Idea could be generated from experience with others in different aspects of your business, or you take a field trip and you see what others are doing and ideas come. Even family and friends could give you idea that this thing you are doing, you could take it beyond this level, push it beyond this boundary. The second stage, which is the preparation stage, once a seed of curiosity has taken form as a focused idea, creative people tend to embark on a conscious search for answers. If it is a problem they are trying to solve, then they begin an intellectual journey, trying to seek information about the problem and how others have tried to or resolve such a problem. Inventors will set up laboratories, experiments, and try to design things, while designers will begin engineering new product ideas, and marketers will study consumer buying behavior just to resolve such a um, issue, such ideas or seed of curiosity that may have been that may have taken form. The third stage is what we refer to as the incubation stage. The idea, once seeded and given substance through preparation, is put on a back burner and the subconscious mind is allowed time to assimilate information. Incubation is a stage of mulling it over. What does that really mean? When an individual has consciously worked to resolve a problem without succeeding or without any success, allowing it to incubate, you give it some time in the subconscious. Once you do this, you oftentimes you get to resolve it because you just keep thinking about it, contemplating the different aspects that you have gone through, the steps you have done, whatever it is, that's the different things you've done concerning such. And that is what we refer to as the incubation stage. From that stage we move to the illumination stage. Illumination occurs when idea surfaces as a realistic creation. This stage is critical for entrepreneurs because ideas by themselves have little meaning. Reaching the illumination stage separates daydreamers and thinkers from creative people who find a way to transmute values. So at this point, the idea has come to fruition. You've gotten you've given life to it. Before now, it has just been a daydream. You've just been thinking about it, rummaging about it, but now it has transmuted and it's now taking form. Then the fifth stage is verification. An idea, once illuminated in the mind of an individual, still has little meaning until verified as realistic and useful. Thus, verification stage is the development stage of refining knowledge into application. At this point, you refine every single information you have and how it will be applied. Okay, now what are the factors that encourage creativity? The first is knowledge of noble idea generation. The second is thinking. Do you have the ability to critically think about something? The third is personal motivation. Something has to motivate you. And the fourth is the environment. Some environments indeed can personally motivate. And the fifth is determination to be unique. These are the factors that encourage creativity. Okay, now let's talk about intellectual rights and laws that are available to the entrepreneur. Now, laws entrepreneurs or creators need to know. Let's highlight some of them so that the entrepreneurs can understand it, so that everybody can understand it. Laws which entrepreneurs should know and understand are: one, the first is the law or laws regulating the establishment and regulation of business enterprises or organizations in general. For us in Nigeria here, the Corporate Affairs Commission laws is key for the entrepreneurs to understand, because such laws enables you to understand how the form of business you should register, considering the aspect of business you are dealing with. The second is the laws regulating commercial and economic interaction. That is the law of contract. It's important the entrepreneur understands the law that guides contracts, because at each point in time, if you violate them, you'll be held responsible. So it's important you understand the laws of contract. Number three, laws regulating entrepreneurs and labor relations. Remember, the entrepreneurs is a risk taker. He's going to engage people along the way in the course of doing his business. Therefore, he must understand the law that guides labor relations. Laws like Labor Act, Workmen's Compensation Act, Factory Act, and so on and so forth. Number four is the laws promoting the rights of buyers of goods and services produced by the entrepreneur, like laws of torts, specifically products liability and occupier liability. These laws are important because at this point, entrepreneurs must be able to understand the laws that guides the buyers of his goods and services. The fifth is laws protecting the entrepreneur's effort and activities. That is, your genuine effort, probably in creating something new, your genuine effort in coming up with something, a new process, should be protected. The entrepreneur needs to understand these laws protecting him or her, and these efforts of him, this effort that he or she makes, or activities that he is involved in, can be protected through the Intellectual Property Act. Now, laws, let's talk about the laws protecting entrepreneurial efforts. Laws protecting entrepreneurial efforts and activities. The laws protecting entrepreneurial efforts or activities are: the first is intellectual property and dimensions. Number two, copyright laws in Nigeria. Number three, trademark or service mark. Number four, patents. These laws are very important, and they are directly at protecting the entrepreneur's effort and activities. Let's start with the first one, which is intellectual property. The intellectual property refers to creations of the mind, such as inventions, literary and artistic works, designs and symbols, names and images used in commerce. This law seeks to protect original intellectual creation from unlawful acts such as piracy, those that try to copy your product, and appropriation by others. Okay, those that try to take hold of one's property and take and use it. In practice, the entrepreneur may adopt some distinctive marks to distinguish their trades, products, or goods from other similar ones. For example, if you sell football, you you put your trademark on it, something to differentiate your own property from others. If you have a new invention, you put something, you use something to differentiate it from others, all right? So that you differentiate it from others that are similar to that one. Now, laws that guard their intellectual properties are copyright laws, patent laws, trademark laws, trade names, intellectual design, and so on. Now, let's talk about the copyright laws a bit. Copyright laws in Nigeria. A copyright is the monopoly right conferred by law on a person or an institution to do or to restrain others from doing certain acts with respect to the author's original literary, musical, or artistic work. It includes exclusive right to reproduce such products, publish such materials, sales or distribution of such products. Now, the following shall be eligible for copyright: one, literary works, musical works, artistic works, cinematography works, sound recordings, and broadcasts. So, copyright law in Nigeria tends to protect uh, authors' original works from being redistributed or republished or sold by someone else in any form. Okay, let's move to the next. The next is trademarks. What is trademarks? A trademark is a mark used by a trader in the course of trade to distinguish the goods on which it is applied from other goods of similar description. It is a distinctive design, graphical or graphic logo, symbol, word, or any combination thereof that uniquely identifies a firm or its goods or services, guarantees the item's genuineness, and it gives its owner the legal right to prevent the trademark's unauthorized use. Right? Of course, we know there are certain in the area of sports, there are certain logos you will see on the jersey of a particular team. You will know this company is sponsoring this particular team, and that is their trademark for the company. There's a particular initial you will see on a particular um, product. You will say this is the trademark for this drink or this sportswear company or this insurance company or this bank. You know, you just see a distinctive design of that bank, unique. I don't want to mention anyone. Of course, you know some of them. A trademark must be one. Look at the unique thing about trademark. One, distinctive instead of descriptive. Is distinctive. Number two, it is affixed to the item sold. That is just fixed on it. Number three, registered with the appropriate authorities to obtain legal ownership and protection rights. So you just don't put any logo on anything and say it's yours. You must have registered it with the appropriate authorities. Such doing, you obtain legal ownership and protection rights for such a trademark. Now, there's another concept we call a service mark. A service mark is a mark used to distinguish a service from other similar service of of similar description. Just like we talked about the trademark, we also have that for services. Okay, now what do we mean by patent? Patent is another one, and that concept we must talk about at this point. A patent is an exclusive right granted by an invention, which is a product or a process that provides, in general, a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. A patent is a property right granted to the inventor of a newly manufactured product to make use of or sell articles according to his invention that is patented. To get a patent, technical information about the invention must be disclosed to the public in a patent application. Application for patent is made to the Registrar of Patents in the Federal Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Of course, you see, some people come up with new ideas, new ways of doing something, and because they are the first or they are the creator of such things, they patent it so that they have exclusive right for that invention, so that they are the only one that can have the right to use it. All right. Now, what are the types of patents that are grantable? The first is utility patent. Number two is design patent. Number three is plant patent. Now, what are the strategies for protection of intellectual property? For authors, artists, or creators, the Copyright Act of 1990 is the extant law in Nigeria for regulation. Therefore, those whose works have been pirated may seek relief from the courts. Such infringements may attract civil or criminal sanctions. This law has been amended to Copyright Amendment Decree number 98 of 1992, Copyright as amended Decree number 42 of 1999, and Appointment of Copyright Inspectors Notice 1997. Number two, the second strategy for protection of intellectual property is the extant law regulating the use of trademarks or service marks in Nigeria. And that extant law is the Trademarks Act. To enforce the right, it is always advisable to register the trademark or the service mark. All right. Now, let's talk about technological entrepreneurship. Technological entrepreneurship. What does technological entrepreneurship mean? Now, let's consider some definition of the concept technological entrepreneurship. Technological entrepreneurship can be referred to as a technological or a technology based entrepreneurship. It can be defined as the setting up of a new enterprise by individuals or corporations to exploit technological innovations. It can also be described as the commercialization of emerging technological discoveries or innovation. Technological entrepreneurship can be defined as a style of business leadership that involves identifying high potential, technological intensive commercial opportunities, gathering resources such as talents and capital, and managing rapid growth and significant risk using principled decision making skills. This is the description of technological entrepreneurship according to Duff and Byers of 2007. Now, what are the features or attributes of technological entrepreneurship? The first is high potential opportunity. Number two is technology intensive opportunity. Number three is unique technology capable of driving a new business. Number four is high risk of failure. Number five is longer time to market. Number six is demand of infrastructure, facilities, and resources. We can explain them a bit if we have enough time after running through the most expedient part of this um, um, session. We can explain them. Now, let's talk about the roles of technological entrepreneurship in social and economic development. There are certain roles of technological entrepreneurship in social and economic development. The first is creation of new firms. And of course, when we consider the definition of technological entrepreneurship, you will agree with me that it definitely will engineer the creation of new firms. Let's run back a bit. Let's just turn back a bit. If we describe technological entrepreneurship as referring to a style of business, a style of business leadership that involves identifying high potential technological intensive commercial opportunities, gathering resources such as talents and capital, and managing rapid growth and significant risk using principled decision making skill. Of course, all this put together is so that you can commercially take advantage of any technological discoveries or innovation you may have gotten yourself or found out. If that is the case, therefore, technological entrepreneurship will one, create new firms to exploit these opportunities that have been found. Number two, creation of new job opportunities. This is the role of technical entrepreneurship in social as well as the economic development of a place. Number three is generation of wealth. Number four, it is that technological entrepreneurship propels technological innovation because it goes about exploring, finding new opportunities. It propels technological innovation. Number five, it alters the dynamics of competition and rules of rivalry. Number six, commercialization. It aids commercialization of technological efforts. Number seven, it improves technological capacity. And number eight, diffusion of successful technological innovation into the environment. Okay, another concept we would like to explain before we start rounding up today is the concept of e-commerce. What does e-commerce mean? E in front of commerce simply means electronic commerce or e-commerce. It refers to a wide range of online business activities for products and services. It also pertains to any form of business transaction in which the parties interact electronically rather than by physical exchange or direct physical contact. On a very simple way, we can say e-commerce simply means business trading through the internet. What are the types of e-commerce that there are? The first is business to customers. We call it B to C. The second, actually, there are five primary types of e-commerce. Five primary types of e-commerce. And the first is business to consumers, which we call B to C. The second is business to business, we call B to B. The third is consumer to consumer, we call C to C. And the fourth is described as peer to peer, P to P. And the fifth is m-commerce. Let's explain them a bit so that you can understand them in a greater way. Now, what is B to C? That is business to consumer as a type of e-commerce. It is the most widely recognized form of e-business is the B to C, that is business to consumer. Is the exchange of information, products, or services taking place between a business and a consumer over the internet. As the internet develops, business to consumer is continually changing the way consumers acquire information, the way products are compared against one another, and the way in which they are purchased. An example of business to consumer only site is Amazon. Some of us have taken advantage of Amazon to purchase one thing or the other. Now, direct interaction with customers is the main difference with other business. All right, that's the difference between this B2C from other business. Number two is business to business as a type of e-commerce. The largest form of e-commerce or e-business in terms of money spent is business to business. Business to business allows trading to take place between businesses using a low cost sales channel for the sales of goods and services, and is responsible for constantly changing corporate buying habits. An example of business to business site would be a car parts company. That is a company that sells car parts, and it tries selling such parts to a car dealership, which is another company, rather than directly to consumers. Right? So such arrangement is referred to as B to B, business to business. Now, what is the benefit of business to business? One, it encourages your businesses online, right? Number two, products. It encourages product import and exports because companies will import from other companies, companies will export to other companies. Number three, it helps to determine buyers and sellers. Number four, it positions trade guides for the companies to take advantage of. These are some of the benefits. And number three, the third type of e-commerce is consumer to consumer. Consumer, which we call C2C. C2C stands for consumer to consumer. It helps the online dealing of goods or services among people. Though there is no major parties needed, but the parties will not fulfill the transaction without the program, which is supplied by the online market dealer such as eBay. So in such situation where eBay is playing, we say such situation is consumer to consumer. A consumer puts a product online and that consumer buys it. Number four is peer to peer. It is a process in which people instantly share related computer files and computer sources without having to interact with central web servers. If one is going to implement this model, both sides to the exchange demands to install the expected software that will enable this to function so that they could be able to interact mutually. That is peer to peer, that is, individuals are selling directly to individuals. Now, the fifth is m-commerce. It deals with conducting the transactions with the help of a mobile device. That M there means mobile commerce. With mobile device, consumers can interact with each other and can lead to business. So mobile commerce involves the change of ownership or right to utilize goods and services and related services. Now, that's about it for today. Let's talk about the advantages before we start rounding up. Advantages of e-commerce. One, cost effect. With e-commerce, you can save a lot of cost. In comparison with brick and mortar shops, when you have to do your business online, you save a lot of costs. Number two is high margins. You make it when you save cost, of course, you make a lot of profit because monies you would have expended in paying for expenses, you save them. So the second advantage is higher margins. The third advantage is better productivity because you are going to be checked, you're going to be criticized. So you try to produce or prepare yourself properly before you go and transact online. Number four is quick comparison. With e-commerce, you can easily compare the price. Probably you want to buy a phone. So you can just go through several vendors online and compare prices, which is an advantage. All right. Number five is economy benefits. Of course, e-commerce has increased the transactions that were being transacted before compared to when it was not in existence. And e-commerce has caused the economy generally, both macro and microeconomy, to expand. And that is a beneficial thing to not only the economy, but to the economic players like traders, buyers, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the advantages of commerce. Now, some of the disadvantages are one, security concern. Once you start transacting online, you are exposed to hackers, those that want to spam you, those that want to steal from you, and that is a security concern. Number two is scalability of systems. Sometimes you enter your e-commerce or you install an application with which to transact online, but that application is you can't scale, you can't increase. So as you keep growing, you find it difficult to increase the system to accommodate your growth, and that can be a disadvantage. Number three is integration on data and systems. Sometimes there are difficulties to integrate data and systems while transacting online. Number four is products versus people. In some cases, some people prefer to deal with um, products that are physically transacted than products that are sold online, and these are have some disadvantages. All right, why some people prefer to deal with people face to face. So that's e-commerce now takes away that preference for them to deal with people face to face, and for them, they would not want to trade online because of that. Now, number five, customer service and relation problem. Of course, if you go to a shop to buy something, the people will see you and you can easily go there, return it, test it before. But in some cases, on e-commerce or online transaction, you may order something and get something totally different, and customer service may not just respond as quickly as you may want it. Unlike when you walk into the building where you bought it and tell them this thing you gave to me is defective. These are some of the disadvantages of e-commerce. Okay, that is about it for today.
Hey, have you seen my other videos? Do well to check it out. Thank you.